For those who don't know me, my name is Dion, and I'm just so passionate about photography. It's all about chasing that perfect light, capturing a moment in time to cherish and share forever. Welcome back to another tutorial, and we've got this image captured in the Chobe River in Botswana. Now, first couple of comments: the image has harsh highlights, slightly overexposed. What would we like to achieve from this tutorial? The purpose of this tutorial is to try and create an more artistic appearance of this image by cropping it, darkening and blurring the background a bit more, bringing some warmth, and overall just bringing a bit of an artistic look and feel to the image. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be doing global adjustments. That meaning is adjustments to the entire image. And the first thing I generally do is bring up the vibrance to around 30. Saturation, I go easy to about 3 or 4. Next thing is, this is now in global adjustments over here in the edit, these 3 little bars up here. Next thing is obviously bring down highlights right down. I'd also like to reduce some of the whites, increase the blacks, and tone down the overall exposure to about there. Next, we want to increase the temperature, bring up the temperature a little bit. Let's say to about there, 5771. Next, we're going to crop the image now. We want to give it a square look. So we're going to bring in the sides to about there. There, bring down the top a bit, and cut out of this foreground, leave some of that interesting grass. Let's say about there. Next, we would like to introduce a mask. And we go up here to the circle. This is where the masks are. A mask meaning we're going to be manipulating only certain parts of the image. And we want to start by working on the background. Now, AI has made it quite easy here in Adobe Light Room Classic. So it's got a function, you can choose the background. You select that. And AI has done a good job by selecting the background and a bit of the foreground, obviously, and it's highlighted in red. So what you see in red here is what we're going to edit. And what I'd like to do first is once again bring down the highlights of the background. We're going to reduce the whites, introduce some more blacks, and overall bring down the temperature of the background. What we'd also like to do is, while we selected the background, we want to reduce the clarity and the textures. So we're getting that real blurred background effect. Now, as you can see, we've done a fairly good job with the background, but the image is starting to look unnatural because the subject is all still way too bright in relation to the background. So hence, we're going to be introducing another mask, and this time we're going to select the subject, being the buffalo. And AI has done a good job. As you can see, it's detected the buffalo and it's highlighted in red, and we're going to be editing the actual subject now. So you can see it says mask 2, which is the red highlighted area, and once again we're going to reduce the highlights of the buffalo. We want to reduce the whites, tone those whites right down, introduce a bit of black. We can add a little bit of saturation to about 5, and we're going to bring down the exposure just a touch as well to about there. Next, what I'd like to do is introduce another mask, and this is going to be a radial gradient. come down to plus mask, come down to here, radial gradient, and we're going to just with the mouse draw in an oval shape and bring it over the main subject area, incline it at an angle. So we want to keep this area sort of still highlighted, but what we want to do is we're going to invert this mask, being we want to leave the area that's in red now highlighted, but we want to darken the outer parts of it. So we're going to go down to these three little buttons and we're going to say invert mask 3. And what it's done now, as you can see, it's selected the outer edges of the eclipse, this oval. So now that we've got that selected, we're going to bring down the highlights even further. We're going to reduce the blacks, reduce the whites even further, introduce a bit more black, and tone down the overall highlights. Then I'd like to add a vignette. We go down here to go back to the edit. So we're doing global adjustments again, and it's down here in the effects tab, vignetting, and we want to just give that outer edges a darker look as well. One thing that does stand out here is these white, bright highlighted areas on the buffalo. If you really want to go a step further, you can introduce another mask by selecting the color range. It's down here, and you take this picker and select this grey-white highlighted area. Now AI has detected most of the image similar to that tone or color, but we want to refine that by the color range. We want to reduce that right down to a few spots that's left on the image, and from that we can just slightly tone down the highlights even a bit more on those specific highlighted selected areas. And I would say that's it for this basic tutorial on how to darken and blur the background to achieve a more artistic look to the image. I hope you found this tutorial useful. Thanks for watching, and see you soon in the next one.